Good morning. Come on. Good morning, everyone. Is this on? Hello? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the September 25th regular meeting of the Mobile County Commission. If you would, please stand for the invocation. Will be given by Philip Snodgrass, the chaplain for the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, and remain standing after that for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the blessings of this day. Lord, I ask that your presence be felt in this place, and may the peace that passes all understanding rest upon us. Lord, grant us your wisdom and understanding as we fulfill your will in our community. For it is for your glory and your honor that we serve. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chaplain. Next, we'll have a resolution that will be presented to the Habitat for Humanity of Southwest Alabama, presented to Sue King, the Development Coordinator, and that will be read by Commissioner Ludgood.
Celebrating 35 years of service, Habitat for Humanity of Southwest Alabama. Whereas Habitat for Humanity of Southwest Alabama was founded 35 years ago on September 22, 1988, as a home ownership program responding to the housing needs of low-income residents in Southwest Alabama. And whereas the local and autonomously funded affiliate of the nonprofit Ecumenical Habitat for Humanity International has completed construction of 227 new houses for area homeowners. And whereas with support from dedicated volunteers, Habitat for Humanity of Southwest Alabama has assisted dozens of area veterans with needed home repairs. And whereas the organization has provided roof repairs and critical rehabilitation for hundreds of other homeowners who qualify based on income. And whereas Habitat for Humanity Southwest Alabama responds to neighbors' needs by bringing together volunteers from all walks of life and faiths to help build better futures for families and a stronger community for all. And whereas the Christian ministry puts faith in action through the theology of the hammer, a nail must be hit on the head repeatedly until the house is built and the family moves in. And whereas Habitat for Humanity of Southwest Alabama extends a hand up, not a handout, to qualifying homeowners. And whereas the Mobile County Commission wishes to recognize and express its support for Habitat for Humanity of Southwest Alabama for outstanding service to the community, for providing hundreds of families with decent, affordable housing, and for building a strong network of volunteers and sustainable partnerships that positively impact Mobile County. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Mobile County Commission proclaims September 26, 2023 as Habitat for Humanity of Southwest Alabama Day in Mobile County, Alabama. Furthermore, we applaud you for building decent, affordable housing for those in need. And it's signed by all three commissioners, Randall Dewitt as president, Kylie Hudson, and Merceria Luggett, and it is attested by our administrator, Glenn Hodge. Congratulations. I think they want a picture. You want to make some comments too? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ludgood. Thank you, Commissioners Connie Hudson and Randall Dewitt, for your support of Habitat for Humanity. The ARPA funds, which the county administered, has helped with rising construction costs and labor and supply shortages that delayed the work during the pandemic pandemic. We thank you so very much. We've actually built over 275 houses since 1988. We just had our big 35th anniversary party last week, and we're glad to be here, and thank you for your support. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Sheree, do we have any speakers?
Yes, sir. We have 4 speakers this morning. The first is Mr. Thomas Holmes, and he would like to speak to the commission regarding the Arc of Mobile County Incorporated.
Thank you. I remind all speakers to speak clearly into the microphone and also state your full name and address for the commission. Thank you.
Mr. President, Commission members, my name is Thomas Holmes. I reside at 2117 Charingwood Drive West in Mobile. Thank you for allowing me to speak with you today. I spoke with you last October about the need for community services, and I'm here today to do the same. I'm the board president for the Arc of Mobile County, Inc., a small membership-based 501c3 nonprofit organization advocating for the needs of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities in Mobile. The Arc of Mobile County, Inc. was organized in November 2019 as a new local chapter affiliated with the Arc of Alabama and the Arc of the United States. I'm also a former board member of the Mobile Association for Retarded Citizens, MARC. The Arc of Mobile County, Inc. is not affiliated in any way with the former MARC. I'm here today to advocate for my son and the over 150 individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities who lost their community services in March of 2020. These 150 individuals and their families received community services from the former MARC before its merger with AltaPoint in 2019. In March 2020, AltaPoint canceled these services for all but 77 individuals. The remaining 150 individuals were sent home to be cared for by a parent, a sibling, or other family member until the services were resumed. Many of these caregivers were forced to give up their employment and therefore the income to the family. In 2022, the 77 individuals were transitioned to Volunteers of America Southeast, another Mobile IDD service provider. The Arc of Mobile County has now developed plans for a new community day service program. We need and request the support of the members of the Mobile County Commission to move forward with these plans. In 2017-2018, MARC received $80,705 from Mobile County and $98,193 from the Mobile County cigarette tax, a total of $178,898. We request that the Mobile County Commission approve a similar appropriation for fiscal 2023-2024 to the Arc of Mobile County, Inc. We're also seeking funding resources from the City of Mobile, the United Way of Southwest Alabama, and the Alabama Department of Mental Health. When these resources are committed, the Arc of Mobile County will implement a community day program to serve up to 20 individuals with plans to expand these services as other federal, state, and local resources become available. The Arc of Mobile County does not own any property, so we'll be leasing a building that can meet the building standards of the Alabama Department of Mental Health. Also, we do not own any transportation vehicles, so we will be securing transportation services to implement our plans. We're also applying for certification as a Department of Mental Health IDD community service provider. The Arc of Mobile County, Inc. is committed to building a new community service program for individuals with IDD in Mobile. We're committed to being transparent and accountable for all public and private funds provided. We're also committed to reporting back to this commission on a regular basis the services being delivered and the number of individuals with IDD being served. Thank you for your consideration. I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Questions? Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is representing CASA of Mobile, and his name is John Goodrow.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, good morning. How are you, Mr.?
Again, my name is John Goodrow. I'm the Development Director for CASA Mobile. CASA is an acronym that stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates. What we do is advocate for children that are abused and neglected in juvenile court. That's the clinical version of it. When I began this job, one of the first things I had to do was go to the court and train. And I'm going to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. We've got some issues, and the children in the juvenile court system have got to get some help to get out of the cycle that they're in. We work directly with Judge Jensen and Judge Naaman, and what we do is we actually are the eyes and the ears of the court. We actually make home visits to children that are in dependency hearings and custodial hearings. We actually make home visits to go see where these children live, what the environment they're in, whether there's signs of drug abuse, alcoholism, domestic violence, sexual abuse. When I was in training, to be honest with you, the first day I was there, I thought I'd made a mistake, because the level of drug abuse that you see in this court system, and you see the innocent children that are the victims of this, it'll rip your heart out. I was sitting there, and it's a true story, I was sitting there and I was listening to this person talk about why the children should come here and why they should go back here. And the child was in his 6th time before the court. 6 times he had been adjudicated to go here, and then there, and then here, and then there. And he had a look that the combat soldiers used to call the 1,000-yard stare. He'd given up. He simply didn't care anymore. And we can't allow that to happen. One of the two people that I respect the most since I've gotten this job is Judge Jensen and Judge Naaman. They spend all day, every day in court listening to stories that will bring tears to your eyes, because you have children that are through no fault of their own. They're 6, 7 years old. Their mother might be on drugs. Their father might be in prison. Or when the father does come home, he beats them up and beats the mother up. And so they deal with this every single day. And what we do is we try to go out and provide the information that the judge needs to make a decision that's best for that child and somehow break the cycle. That's Judge Naaman's mantra. We've got to break the cycle. And I will tell you one thing. I've been in the nonprofit business all my life, and I know a lot about it. I was retired. I retired at age 60 after 20 years at the state of Alabama, and became, first of all, extremely bored. And then I had an opportunity to come back into my field and represent this organization. And I'm very proud to do so, because in some small way, we're making a difference. We would like to respectfully request a grant from the Mobile County Commission. I actually dropped off a notebook for each of the commissioners with Miss Dina Pollard about a week or so ago. So you have some information that's available to you. And if you have any questions beyond today, I can answer that to you through Miss Pollard. I think I've got a few more minutes. I'm going to wind up with telling you a story. Well, I got 1 minute? Okay. When I was 7 years old, I was playing Little League in Los Angeles. I wasn't 6'2" then. I was a little kid, very small for my age. Bases are loaded. 2 men out. It's my turn to go to bat. I went to bat, and I struck out. And I sat down on the bench and started crying, and my dad walked up to me, and believe me, my dad was not Mr. Sensitive. He was a military guy, gruff. And I walked over to him, he said, "What's the matter with you, son?" And I said, "I give up." He goes, "What did you say?" I said, "I give up." He goes, I don't want to ever hear you say that again. You never give up. All I'm asking you today is to take that attitude and let's don't give up on these children. We need your help. I'm doing everything I can to go out and tell everybody about CASA, including foundations and everybody, the city council and you as well. Let's don't give up on these children. We need your help, and we really appreciate it if you could help us. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our third speaker today is Mr. Larry Godfrey, and he would like to address the commission about sewage issues in Sims.
Good morning, Commission. My name is Larry Godfrey. I live at 11343 Howells Ferry Road, Sims, Alabama. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Dewitt, it's good to meet you, sir. I know the other two commissioners, and it's certainly good to meet you finally.
Nice to meet
But
you.
I want to discuss an issue here in Sims, Alabama at the elementary school, and more than likely you guys already know about this but I want to kind of reiterate on what is really happening here. I gave your facilitator a handout, and there's some photographs of what's going on at Sims Elementary School. Notified this situation, I think, was the 8th of September. Miss Sarah Olson called. Well, actually, she made a post on Facebook with photographs, and I called her. About a year ago, my wife was walking around the walking trail at around the high school, middle school, and the elementary school, and she came home and told me that she had a terrible experience. She smelled something really outstanding, which was sewage, and I asked her where it was located, and she told me. So we got in a vehicle and ran over there and looked at it, and sure enough, there was sewage coming out into the county right of way in a ditch, an unlined ditch. It had no concrete in it, and it was going down, of course, on the incline toward two great culverts that went across the road on Blackwell Nursery Road. If you look at number one, that is a drainage pipe coming from the pumping station, the grinder pump on photograph number one. Of course, that is the culvert where the sewage is gathered up there, and of course it goes down in that earthen ditch, all the while soaking into the groundwater at that point. Now, there's a subdivision right across the road from this area here, and this sewage goes down probably about maybe 200 feet, and then it divests over to the south side of the highway in two large, about 4-foot culverts, and you'll see a picture of that in photograph number 7 on the last page. And the reason for those two large drainage pipes is the watershed area for all the schools, from everything to Highway 98, as I understand, all the way to Blackwell Nursery Road. That is the watershed that comes through these two culvert pipes and goes down to Big Creek Lake. All of that area there goes down to our drinking water. They have the majority of the lake cut off right now because of invasive species of a marine grass. Now, we have a situation here where children in elementary school probably walks by that sewage situation every day. They're going to think that that's part of life. We're in a third world country in that given situation there. If I was 10 years old again, I was raised on, up until I was 12 years old, I was raised on Azalea Road. That was the buffer to Rag Swamp. We played in Rag Swamp. and I still love a swamp. And if I lived in that subdivision, I'd be in that ditch every day playing and looking for frogs and turtles and snakes, et cetera, et cetera. That's been part of my life, my whole life. In this situation, and I know the county commission knows about it, and I appreciate the situation because this is school property we're dealing with. But it's coming off the school property, invading on our county property, their drainage ditches, running into the groundwater, and if I'm not badly mistaken, the property owner adjacent to the west side of the ditch has a pump. And guess where this effluent is going? It's going into the groundwater. Whew, 30 seconds. It's a pleasure being here, and I wish I had an hour and a half. But we'll talk if you're interested in it. And I requested last year that there be put a red light when the pump wasn't working. They put the light, but it's still not working. So thank you very much.
Do you know if that is South Alabama Utilities or if that
No,
is malls?
Ricky can address it. We're very well aware of it and have made contacts with MAWS and the school board. Ricky, do you want to?
It is the school boards, and I talked with their facilities manager, and they are aware of it. They had one motor was bad and one pump was broke, and they now have 2 pump trucks that pump twice a day to keep it down until they can get that fixed. They've got the parts ordered, and I don't know how long it'll be, but they are working on it.
But we'll stay on it, Larry. We understand what the situation is
I'll
and
make
how
a
bad it is.
suggestion. Get you a 3-foot yellow sign, put on the fence. When red light is on, dial a number. And I would be glad to go over there. I've worked on those type of pumps all my life. Built parts for them. I was a machinist all my life, built parts for them. I know my 5 minutes is up, but we're going to let it go at that, and I appreciate your confidence in me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry. We appreciate your care and concern.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Our final person who has signed up to speak today is Mr. Robert Kennedy with Boys and Girls Club.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning, Robert. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. My name is Robert Kennedy Jr. I am the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Alabama and Point Academy, LLC. We are located at 1102 Government Street here in Mobile, Alabama. The reason why I've come to you this morning is I'm making a request for $750,000 of emergency bridge funding to sustain educational operations at Strickland Youth Center. In July of this year, we had a visit to our Point Academy main campus location, which is at 461 Donald Street in Tolmanville. While we were there, the administrator of the Office of Specialized Treatment Centers asked to see our license. My team reached into the files, pulled them the license that we had, and the administrator told us the license was not valid because it was for Strickland Youth Center, not for the Point Academy main campus location. Since that time, we've been communicating with various licensing agencies and have not been able to get an overall license to date. So given the fact that we have to have funding in place by the end of the fiscal year, the medium to long-term solution is for us to address these as 2 separate entities. Strickland Youth Center is one entity, Point Academy main campus is another entity. The license for Strickland Youth Center was issued to the Mobile County Commission by the Department of Youth Services. Because that license is in place now, we were able to submit an application that Mr. Tynan and Mr. Batiste, we actually helped them to fulfill this application for a separate education endorsement. So now the Office of Specialized Treatment Center has that information, but at this point in time, we do not know how long it will take for that to process through. And given the fact that we're coming up to the end of the fiscal year, if we do not have emergency bridge funding at some point during the month of October, we will run out of the cash required to continue to support operations at that time. So that is the reason why I'm coming before you guys today. And I will follow this up with a letter that I have for you so that you'll be able to read the particulars. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
No, this is the first I've heard of the situation you're in. So I think if you do have that information, please do share it and let us have an opportunity to look at it.
We will. And just by way of a heads up, we've also reached out to the Office of the Mayor, and I'll be addressing the City Council tomorrow. I'll be asking them for $1.35 million of emergency funding to support the main campus location. Those two together would give us the $2.1 million, which is our sustaining budget. But I will get you that letter. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No one else had signed up to speak this morning? Nobody else?
All right, thank you. Mr. Hodge? We can, if you want to go ahead and let Dana proceed. I'm going to have to excuse myself after we get through the budget, and I want everyone to excuse me. I have a family emergency, and I'd like for Dana to take the budget out of order so we can pass the budget before I leave. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You prepared to do that?
Okay.
Good morning. I present to you Mobile County Commission's 2024 proposed general fund budget. The budget for 2024 is $203,350,000. This is approximately a 6% decrease from fiscal year 23. The reason for the decrease is because the county had one-time initiatives in the fiscal year 23 budget for capital funding. As you can see from the slide, the commission is budgeting 11% more actually in total revenue. You'll see down at the bottom, you'll see the total of $203 million. That includes operating transfers in and carryover. Those aren't considered technically revenue sources. So if you look at the actual revenue sources where it says total revenue, is actually an increase by 11%. Okay, the reason for the increase from 23 to 24 is the chart that you're seeing now shows revenue collections from 2020 through year-to-date 2023 and the actual budget for 24. As you can see, the county has a increasing trend in revenue, and we've been tracking this, and once we see a 3-year trend, we generally increase the revenue. We want to make sure it's sustainable. And thank you to Gerald Stork and his staff, and Kim Hasty and her staff for assisting me, Tyler Pritchett and everybody at Revenue for assisting me with really evaluating the revenue and trying to identify trends and trying to make a determination. So just so you know, I do communicate with the other elected officials, finance team. They are invaluable to me. Okay, so if you look at the revenue, all the revenue that we had budgeted, $177 million, 60% is generated from taxes, and those taxes are basically property taxes and sales taxes. And so with our county budget, we have to monitor tax collections with a fine-tooth comb and a microscope to make sure that they are trending according to the budget, because we have such a heavy reliance on taxes to support our governmental functions. Okay, so if you look, you'll see that expenditures also decreased 6%. Again, that's because we don't have the large operating transfer out to fund capital projects. But you'll see, when you look at the different categories, you'll see general government increased 4%, public safety increased 9%, environmental compliance increased 28%. If you go to the next slide. A thing to note about our expenditures, 47% of our expenditures are geared toward public safety activities, and 36% are geared toward general government activities. So when you talk about public safety activities, usually those include the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, Court Police, Metro Jail, Strickland, and the courts and the DA's office. We provide subsidies for those. General government activities include the License and Revenue Commission, Probate Court, our Building Maintenance, Custodial, and Facilities Management departments, our internal departments of IT, Human Resources, and Finance, and our legal staff, and inspection services. Okay. This chart is showing you the amount of salaries requested versus recommended. And you can see the amount of salaries requested for the 24 budget is $118 million, and the amount recommended is $109 million. So there are definitely staffing needs, but we still have to kind of make a determination of what's doable, what's not doable, and how we can reward our existing staff by keeping wages competitive. And so if you look at this pie chart, basically it's a demonstration that salaries and benefits comprise 54% of the county's budget. So it's a key driver. Anything that affects salaries and benefits, whether it's health insurance increases, retirement, the rate that we pay that increases, unemployment insurance, anything that increases, workman's comp is a big driver. It affects that total. And you can see that more than 50% of our budget is for salaries and benefits. Okay. So basically, the 2024 budget includes the following. We have a 5% cost of living adjustment. The main driver for this is because we have to be competitive. It's definitely an employee's market, and the commission is definitely in support of making sure that we can retain and recruit valuable and competent employees. We're also, in line with that, the commission has agreed to absorb the 5% health insurance increase. That will not be passed on to the employees. It will be absorbed by the commission. We also included increased staffing for parks, recreation, public safety, and general government activities, and we have finally included capital equipment purchases as a part of the commission's commitment to continue to make sure that our employees have the tools necessary that they need to do their jobs. And that's basically the budget in the nutshell, short and sweet. So thank you for everybody that came. I know it was definitely a process this year. I appreciate all the elected officials and their staff. Been invaluable to me and my team, and I appreciate you working with me, and I really appreciate y'all. So this is my 1 year that I give you guys kudos. Thank you so much. And for my team that helped, Lee, Ronald, Vanessa, April, Cherie, who helped me with the PowerPoint this morning, and everybody else, I appreciate, and administration support, of course.
And we'll just add a great job to you and your staff and everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just, I know everybody thinks that a budget just comes together in the last couple of weeks of the fiscal year, but it's an ongoing process. I guess you'll be starting next week on next year's budget.
We need to.
So thank you so much for all that you do and your staff. I mean, they're invaluable to the county. And also, I just want to reemphasize the importance of making sure that we take care of our employees. Our most important asset for me, and I'm sure the other two commissioners as well, I won't speak for them, but it is our employees. no matter how many buildings you own or vehicles you own or properties you own, the most valuable thing that you have at the county are the people who work here. And it's very important to me, it always has been, to make sure that they're compensated to a point to where they're not looking for other jobs somewhere else. And to have a 5% increase in their salary, and also for us to absorb that insurance cost, is very important to me and to all our employees. So again, thank you, Dana, and the Revenue Department and everyone else's staff who has helped Dana get to this point today.
Thank
With that, is there a motion to pass the budget? I guess that's what we need. Yeah. Can we take it out of order so I can excuse myself?
Number 3, adopt Mobile County budget for fiscal year 2023.
So moved.
Second?
We ready?
Number 1, approve list of claims.
You want to so move?
Pardon?
You want to so move?
Okay, so moved.
Second.
We're going to take turns here.
Number 2, hold a public hearing so any citizen of the county shall be given an opportunity to be heard for or against any item related to the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in the fund balance report.
The public hearing is now in session. Are there any speakers for or against? Hearing none, the public hearing is now closed.
Number 3 was voted on. Number 4, approve repealing the resolution adopted in the February 11, 2016 minutes and September 25th, 2017 minutes, and adopt a new resolution to provide longevity pay, cost of living adjustments, and one-time reoccurring benefits for all employees and officials of Mobile County.
So moved.
Second.
Number 5, authorize request of the Mobile County District Attorney's Office to submit grant application to the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs for the Continuation of Violence Against Women Act Sexual Assault Grant in the amount of $56,753.01, with a local match in the amount of $14,188.25 will be paid from the Mobile County District Attorney's Office.
So moved.
Second?
Number 6, authorize request of the Mobile County District Attorney's Office to submit a grant application to the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs for the continuation of the Violence Against Women Act grant in the amount of $61,103.60, with a local match in the amount of $15,275.90 will be paid from the Mobile County District Attorney's Office funds.
So moved.
Second.
Number 7, approve internship agreement with the University of South Alabama for on-site student interns in the amount of $144,683 plus reimbursement for the Information Technology Department.
So moved.
Second?
Number 8, approve reappointment of Bishop Victor Craig to the Mobile County Housing Board of Commissioners for a 5-year term expiring October 12, 2028.
So moved.
Second.
Number 9, adopt a resolution to change the name of Mobile County Soccer Complex Advisory Council to the Mobile County Sportsplex Advisory Council.
So moved.
Second?
Number 10, approve appointment of Tyler Kearns to the Mobile County Sportsplex Advisory Council for 2 years expiring September 24, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Number 11, approve contract for the purchase of approximately 1.6 acres of real property located at the south side of U.S. Highway 98, also known as Moffett Road, for the sum of $25,000 plus all closing costs from Bubba Lakes LLC for additional acreage for Escataba Hollow Park Campground, and authorize Commission President to sign all necessary closing documents will be paid from the Mesa Bond funds.
So moved.
Second.
Number 12, a road award bid to Rogers and Willett, Inc. for Government Plaza 3rd floor North Tower office build-out for their total bid in the amount of $49,975.
So moved.
Second.
Number 13, approve amending 2019 capital improvement plan to add the following project and estimated cost. Third floor North Tower, Mobile County Investigation and Recovery Office renovations at Government Plaza, $49,975. Also, this amendment reallocates $49,975 from Oddfellows Park project to third floor North Tower, Mobile County Investigations and Recovery Office renovations at Government Plaza.
So moved.
Second. So is investigation and recovery leaving the Bay Hayes building altogether?
Yes, ma'am. They're going to move to the North Tower here.
And the court function?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.
Excuse me. Number 14, authorize advertising for bids, detention, intercom, test, and inspection at various locations.
So moved.
Second.
Number 15, adopt a resolution approving revised Mobile County legal holiday schedule to observe Christmas on days as follows: Monday, December 25th, 2023, and Tuesday, December 26th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Number 16, accept notice of the City of Sims ordinance reducing its police jurisdiction from 1.5 miles to 1.5 miles to 1/2 mile, effective January 1st, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
17, approve appropriation contract with Mobile Medical Museum, Inc. in the amount of $25,000 from District 1 Education Funds for its documentary, Medicine and the Movement, the story of Dr. Escos B. Goody of Alabama.
So moved.
Second.
Number 18, approve sponsorship agreement with Fostering Together Gulf Coast in the amount of $2,500 from District 3 Commission funds for its Fostering Hope Celebration Fundraising Gala.
So moved.
Second.
Number 19, approve appropriation contract with Dedicated Dentist, Inc. in the amount of $5,000 from District 1 Education Funds for its free dental day.
So moved.
Second.
Number 20, approve sponsorship agreement with the St. Elmo Irvington Volunteer Fire Department in the amount of $500 from District 3 Commission funds for its fundraising car show and fish fry event to help with the cost of new equipment, protective gear, and repairs.
So moved.
Second.
Number 21, approve sponsorship agreement with PAC Players Doing Business as PAC Theater Company Foundation in a total amount of $3,000 for its theater under the STARS event. Funds will be divided as follows.
So moved.
Second.
22, approve sponsorship agreement with the University of South Alabama American Society of Civil Engineers Mobile Chapter in a total amount of $850 for its fundraising golf tournament, and the funds will be divided as follows.
So moved.
Second.
23, approve amending professional services contract with Inspire U to increase the contract amount from $30,000 to $31,500. The additional funds, any amount of $1,500 from District 1 Education Funds, will be used for additional tasks.
So moved.
Second.
Number 24, approve amending memorandum of understanding with the Utilities Board of the City of Ballula Battery relating to the county implementation of the City of Ballula Battery North System sewer improvements funded by Restore and authorize execution of all associated documents.
So moved.
Second.
Number 25, authorize, adopt, and submit the 2022 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
So moved.
Second.
26, reject all bids for Escataba Hollow Park and Campground Improvements Phase 1B. The single bid received exceeded the available budget.
So moved.
Second.
Question on this one. How soon will this one be rebid, Tina? Great, thank you.
Number 27, approve contract amendment number 3 with McNally Land Design for Mobile County Blueway Trail Development to extend the period of performance to December 31st, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
28, approve contract with Ardora Group, Inc. to provide professional engineering services for the City of Chickasaw Sewer Rehabilitation Project. All costs associated with this contract will be reimbursed by the Restore Act subaward grant.
So moved.
Second.
29, approve withdrawal of the nomination of Kenneth C. Qualheim to serve on the Mobile County Board of Equalization.
So moved.
Second.
Number 30, approve submitting nominees to the Alabama Department of Revenue for candidates to be selected for appointment to the Mobile County Board of Equalization as follows.
So moved.
Second.
31, approve a memorandum of understanding between Mobile County and the City of Mobile regarding the county's duties and responsibilities with regard to permitting and storm damage road repair as submitted by the City of Mobile to the county, which provides certain changes to the memorandum of understanding as approved by the county in August 14, 2023 minutes, add-on item number 1, but which has not been executed.
Second.
32, approve withdrawal of the memorandum of understanding between Mobile County and the Board of School Commissioners of Mobile County approved in the August 28, 2023 minutes, agenda item number 18, and executed on September 15, 2023, and approved an additional memorandum of understanding to address newly developing concerns regarding the specific of the implementation of the Mobile County Sheriff's deputies on high school campuses in Mobile County.
So moved.
Second.
33, adopt a resolution authorizing sole source contract with OpenGov to provide necessary software and support, and approve master services agreement for Cartograph asset management software service for the 3-year term at $195,916.21 for 1 year, $199,252 for year 2, and $208,952.65 for year 3 for the Information Technology Department.
So moved. Second.
There's a typo in technology.
We'll correct that. 34, approve a memorandum of understanding between the United States Postal Inspection Service and the Mobile County Sheriff's Office for the Mobile County Sheriff's Office to join the United States Postal Inspection Service Federal Mail Theft Task Force for the investigation and prosecution of certain mail-based securities and bank fraud crimes. There are no additional costs to the county for the 1 deputy to be assigned to the task force, overtime reimbursed to the county by the United States Postal Inspection Service, and capped at $19,372 per deputy.
So moved.
Second.
On 35, we do have a correction in that. 35 reads, accept the resignation of Cynthia Coleman from the Board of Commissioners of the Mobile County Communication District effective immediately, and improve the appointment of Pat Mitchell, and it should read Deputy Jail Administrator, not Deputy Warden, to complete the Cynthia Coleman's term, which will expire on November 12, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
36, accept a notice from the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs regarding changes to the formula allocation for the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funding associated with Hurricane Sally and Zeta.
So moved.
Second.
37, accept the Community Traffic Safety Program Sub-Grant Award from Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs on behalf of the Regional Highway Safety Division in the amount of $210,951.60 with an in-kind match of $82,955.98.
So moved.
Second.
Excuse me. 38, accept the Selective Traffic Enforcement Program Sub-Grant Award for Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs on behalf of the Regional Highway Safety Division in the amount of $601,754 with no local match.
So moved.
Second.
39, accept a sub-grant award for Ticket Enforcement Campaign from the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs on behalf of the Regional Highway Safety Division in the amount of $45,983 with no local match.
So moved.
Second.
Number 40, accept a sub-grant award for Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over Enforcement Campaign from the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs on behalf of the Regional Highway Safety Division in the amount of $51,977.40 with no local match.
So moved.
Second.
Number 41, accept a sub-grant award for Hotspot Impaired Driving Enforcement Campaign from Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs on behalf of the Regional Highway Safety Division in the amount of $146,584 with no local match.
So moved.
Second.
And Commissioner, there is one correction on one of the bids. This is on page 9, bid number 69-23. It reads award bid number 6523, 6-month traffic control barricades and light bids for the Public Works Department to Safety Zone Holdings, Inc., doing business as Safety Zone Specialist to Evans and Company. So we would consider taking the following action on bids.
There's also a typo in 49-23. So moved.
Second.
Number 43, authorize advertising and receiving bids for county herbicide program.
So moved.
Second.
44, approve appointment of Belinda Roberts to the Board of Directors of Mobile Community Action, Inc. for a 5-year term, replacing Bill Smith.
So moved. Second.
45, approve a 36-month lease agreement with Sharp Electronics Corporation for the lease of 11 copiers under the State of Alabama contract. Amounts are per month, per unit as follows.
So moved.
Second.
46, approve renewal of subscription with Fifth Asset, Inc., doing business as debt book under the current Purchasing Cooperative National Cooperative Purchasing Alliance, NCPA, in the amount of $36,000 for debt book platform for the County Commission.
So moved.
Second.
47, approve renewal of subscription with Archive Social LLC in the amount of $5,990 for social media archiving for the County Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Number 48, approve renewal of software maintenance agreement with Election Systems and Software LLC in the amount of $9,845 for electionware software on site for probate court.
So moved.
Second.
49, approve renewal of termite agreement with Knox Pest Control in the amount of $320 for annual inspection at Government Plaza.
So moved.
Second.
Number 50, approve annual contract renewal with Earl Dudley, Inc. for the 1-year subscription for iNet service for the Engineering and Public Works Department in the amount of $1,200.
So moved.
Second.
Number 51, approve preliminary and final plat of re-subdivision of Lot 1, Morrill Place, and preliminary and final plat of re-subdivision of Lot 165, Southern Oaks Estates, United 5, revised.
So moved.
Second.
52, authorize acquisition of property and acceptance of right-of-way deeds and/or easements from the following property owner for the following project.
So moved.
Second.
53, authorize advertising and receiving bids for project Randolph Foster Road outfall repair.
So moved.
Second.
54, approve hold harmless indemnity agreement fiscal year 2023-2024 for the use of county equipment from the following entities.
So moved.
Second.
55, approve below listed annual work orders to furnish labor, equipment, and materials as needed for fiscal year 2023 through 2024 as follows.
So moved.
Second.
56, commission and announcements and/or comments.
Have anything?
None.
Okay. 57, approve request for motion to adjourn until October 10th, 2023.
So moved.
Second. I now call to order the Mobile County Indigent Care Board meeting for September 25th, 2023.
Number 1, approve the minutes of the meeting of August 28, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Number 2, accept a report from the Mobile County Commission of the balance in the Indigent Care Fund at August 31st, 2023. Funds available, $211,415.30.
So moved.
Second.
And number 3, approve request for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.